Smartrise Engineering presents Introduction to the Smartrise Controller. Smartrise Engineering manufactures three main types of controller: a hydraulic or hydro controller, the AC traction controller, and the DC traction controller. The hydro controller uses a solid-state soft start or across the line. It operates a single or three-phase motor, has a maximum speed of 200 feet per minute, maximum number of stops is 10, maximum number of cars in a group is 8, and the cabinet is 30 inches high by 24 inches wide and 10 inches deep. The AC traction controller uses an AC traction drive. The motor type is a geared or gearless induction or PM motor. It has a maximum speed of 1,000 feet per minute, maximum number of stops is 96, maximum number of cars in a group is 8, and the cabinet is 39 inches high by 30 inches wide and 14 inches deep. The DC traction controller uses a DC traction drive. The motor type is a geared or gearless DC motor. Has a maximum speed of 1,000 feet per minute, maximum number of stops is 96, maximum number of cars in a group is 8, and the cabinet is 48 inches high by 36 inches wide and 16 inches deep. The Smartrise Universal Board, or SRU, is the heart of the controller. This universal board has dual processors that are field programmed using two JTAG ports. There are four serial ports that use a Cat5 connection, a drive port, an auxiliary port, and two net ports. Each board has 5 navigation buttons that allow full access to the software programming. The Revision 8 SRU board has 48 fully programmable inputs and 24 programmable outputs, allowing one board to be used in multiple locations. The SRU board is used in the following locations: the machine room controller, the car top controller, the COP and expansion board if needed, and the group controller. Smartrise also manufactures other hardware to make installation quick and easy. The hall board provides a serial interface between the hall call buttons, hall lanterns, and fire, EMS, and access switches. These boards are daisy-chained using a Cat5 cable, allowing one board for multiple locations. The breakout board takes a Cat5 cable and separates it into 8 individual wires. This allows Smartrise to pre-wire it to the car top controller so that installation of external devices is accomplished with one Cat5 cable. The IP8300 selector landing system is currently used by Smartrise to provide car positioning feedback to the car top controller. The selector connects to the car top using one Cat5 cable and provides the signals for the door zone magnet, the emergency terminal slowdown magnets, and feet per minute feedback. The car top inspection station is pre-wired with a breakout board, allowing connection to the car top controller with one Cat5 cable. Serial connection overview. The traveler cable from a Smartrise controller to the car top box consists of 13 to 15 18-gauge wires, 4 to 6 14-gauge wires, and 2 shielded pair, one for the telephone and one for car top communication. The car top controller then connects to the selector, the inspection station, and the COP controller with one Cat5 cable each. The hall boards connect to the machine room controller and then daisy chain to each other using Cat5 cables. Additional components in the Smartrise controller consist of PIC, slimline, and forced feedback relays, push button and dual pole breakers, and contactors. Smartrise also manufactures AC to DC brake boards. These boards have trim pots that allow for adjustments to the pick and hold voltages and the pick to hold transition timer. The hall lock interface board takes the 120 volt AC input signals from the hall locks and converts it to redundant 24 volt DC signals for the machine room controller. It is factory wired, so the only connections required are the 3 hall lock signals from the hoistway. The valve interface board takes the 24 volt DC control signals from the machine room controller and activates the up and down, high and low valve coils. It contains built-in snubbers to provide current protection and increase reliability. It is also factory wired, so the only connections required during installation are the 4 valve wires coming from the valve to the DIN rail terminals. Smartrise is a non-proprietary controller manufacturer. This allows any skilled personnel to work on Smartrise equipment without proprietary tools or equipment. This also allows parts to be available from several parts distributors throughout the United States.